Hey guys, Scott here. Today I'm going to continue shooting laser out of my eyes and being a bit petty. Now, I normally see an enormous amount of stupid comments on YouTube. Honestly, one of the main reasons I don't really want to stream on YouTube is the amount of insane shit I see in my chat there is so unhinged that it actually physically hurts me. Now, any content creator will tell you that reading your YouTube comments is a stupid idea, and I agree, it's a stupid idea, but I still do it because I'm a stupid human being. Now, a lot of the time, I just see stupid comments from very one-sided people. They only play one side. It's so abundantly clear based on the things that they're saying. And I just scoff and I just move on because there's thousands of these people. What's the point? I can't respond individually to every single one. There's just no reason to. There are just so many of them. What is the point? But this guy in particular, I'm going to single out because at the end of his rant, he said, maybe if Scott spent half the time he bitches and moans about Survivor instead of taking care of his pets, they wouldn't be in such bad condition.
And it just rubbed me wrong.
So I apologize for not taking care of my cat's primary IMHA, which is caused by literally nothing and has no preventative measures whatsoever. I'm so sorry that I was spending so much time bitching about survivors. I should have seen that impossible thing to see coming. So because you are a fucking asshole, I'm just going to make you look like an idiot for the rest of this video. I'm going to use you as a poster child of why playing only one side makes your opinions on this game very stupid, because you just make shit up and grossly exaggerate things to the point it's just comedy. So I'm using you as an example now, Mr. Swab Monkey. Here we go. First up, escape rate average, 40%. That is, I believe, according to the most recent stats, true, and that is the intended target. So that means basically, on average, 2 survivors are getting out and then 2 are escaping. With every once in a while, another survivor will die, so then only 1 survivor escapes. That's not really how averages work, but that's kind of the general picture it goes, and that is the intended target the developers have actually gone for with the 60% kill rate. So that is right where it's supposed to be. Next, you said the kill rate average is 70%. You just made that up. It's just, there's no data supporting this whatsoever, not from the developers, not from Nightlight, nothing. We just go and just check the kill rates. No one has even anyone remotely close to a 70% kill rate. It's mostly 50 and below. So I don't know what the fuck numbers you are looking at, what statistics you are getting this from, but there is absolutely zero data that shows that there is a 70% kill rate on average. You have just completely made that up. So not off to a great start. Total gens completed compared to total games. This took me probably 10 minutes of just squinting to even understand what this means, and I still don't know what this means. If we read this literally, it says total gens completed compared to total games played, less than 1%. So let's say we played 100 total games. That means the total gens completed in 100 total games is less than 1%, which means one generator is being completed at 100 games. I don't even, my brain cannot process what it means, because surely he doesn't think that one gen is getting completed every 100 games. No one is that delusional. That is clinical at that point. So I don't understand what he's trying to say here. Is he maybe saying that all of the gens get completed in less than 1% of matches, which again is just completely false, just empirically false. So I have no idea what this means. It is complete lunacy. It makes no sense. Any possible way you interpret it, it is just the stupidest thing you've ever read. Killers complain about having hour-long matchmaking. Behavior abandons the MMR system so killers can get faster matches. Yeah, you know who also got faster matches back in that one patch where it was like that? The really good survivors. This had nothing to do with you. This was only the absolute tippy-top survivor MMR and the tippy-top killer MMR. It took an hour for both of them to get matched up. I guarantee you're not part of that group. You were not involved in this in any way. It lasted one patch and was not at all related to anything that you have ever experienced. You have never been at that point in this game in your life, especially if you talk like this. There is a 0% chance you were ever at the absolute tippy top of MMR where you actually would have had these hour-long queues. That was really only something that was problematic for content creators and those who achieved an insanely high level of skill in DBD for that one patch. So completely irrelevant to you. You don't get to bitch about that because it didn't affect you whatsoever. Killers complain about survivors doing gens too much. More gen regression, longer gen repair time. It is true that many years ago, we got a gen repair changed by 10 additional it takes 10 additional seconds to do gens now. In exchange, every single regression perk in the game was significantly nerfed to massive shadows of their former self. Not even a competition how much the nerfs completely outweigh the 10 additional seconds we got. And don't get me wrong, I don't really dislike that much. I don't like the game relying on regression perks. I don't think that's even good design. But to sit here and say that 10 seconds we got somehow beats out the 40 regression perks or slowdown perks or gen blocking perks that were significantly nerfed. Again, absolutely delusional. It is not even close. Killers complain about survivors sabotaging hooks too much. More hooks closer together. Wiggling and protection hit nerfs. So I don't know what magical maps that he's playing on where he's getting all these hooks right next to each other. Every once in a while, I'll see like two that are like, oh, those are pretty close together. But most of the time, I'm on Swamp and Grim Pantry, and I get it down in the middle building, and I just can't fucking hook people. Or I get it down in the Bad and Preschool basement, and there's no actual basement in there, and I can't hook anybody. Like, there is still shit scenarios with hooks all the time. There's no magical scenario now where all these hooks are close together now. Randomly, every once in a while, you can have it, and you can have it happen in the opposite direction. It's been the same level of RNG for almost the entire game's lifespan. Now, the wiggling nerfs, this guy is actually trying to say, so... For those who don't know, wiggling used to actually let you, move the killer back and forth, and if you hit a great skill check, it would shorten your wiggle timer by a tiny, tiny amount. I believe if you hit, all the great skill checks, you would wiggle out, a second or less than a second faster. That's the cataclysmic change that has made Survivor unplayable there, that 1 second of hitting every great skill check, by the way. You have to hit, every single one. That's why he's losing now. That's the main reason. Protection hitter... I don't even understand why this is listed with the sabotaging thing. The only thing that changed with protection hits was what is classified as a protection hit for purposes of charging like Medal of Man or something. It's not even relevant to anything. He's just listing other things that don't matter. So that doesn't make any sense. Killers complain about survivors not doing gens or sabotaging hooks too much. Crow change forced survivors to rub their ass in the killer's face or get crows. So that lasted for about 23 minutes. There was a half a patch where crows were way too aggressively being given to survivors that even they were still doing stuff and they were getting crows, and that was stupid. And then they fixed it very quickly. This is not a thing. This is not a thing to complain about anymore. It was very quickly fixed. So unless he is in some sort of time lock when that patch happened, then it's just, again, an absolutely nothing complaint that you were just crying out your ass for something that doesn't even exist anymore. Killers complain about survivors disconnecting so they don't get to kill more people. Bots added. This is just a survivor buff. You're just listing survivor buffs as a problem now. This makes it so instead of you having a teammate that doesn't want to play and just goes bing and just dies on the floor and that's it for the rest of the game, now you at least get a bot that might unhook somebody or heal somebody or do a gen or do something that is literally a buff to survivor. What the fuck are you talking about? How are you using that as an arguing point for killer being too strong? It's just these people. They make no sense. Ugh. Killers complain about not getting their Mori every game. They get it given every game. Yes, on the last survivor, when the game is over. So instead of walking to a hook, you watch a different cutscene as you lose the game. Oh no, that's crazy. Also, what is this? Killers complain about not getting their Mori every game. When? I've never seen even the most entitled killers going, I should be able to Mori everyone every game. Who was saying that? No one said that shit. He just invented a problem and then also offered a solution that has nothing. It's nothing. You get a different cutscene at the end of the game. The only possible caveat would be if you have, I don't know, decisive strike and you were unhooked and all the gens were not done, and normally the killer... Honestly, in that scenario, what would happen is if you were just unhooked and the killer figured you had DS, he would just slug you for a minute and then hook you. That sounds way more fun, man. What the fuck are you talking about, you idiot, stupid person? Oh my god. Killers complain about fog vials doing literally anything. Fog vials nerf. There you go. I agree with that one. Fog vials were nerfed too much. That is the only actual thing of merit you have said in this entire stupid-ass rant. I do think fog vials were nerfed too much. They had to address the balance between it working very well on certain maps and not working at all on other maps. That was the issue. They didn't do that. They just made them pretty shit. So I agree. Good job. You said a not stupid thing. Survivors literally just quit playing because the killer decided the only gameplay they get is to idle until they are dead, and behavior does extremely minor changes to try to address it. The killer decides to idle until they are dead. This is referring to basically face camping, right? I can't interpret this in any other possible way because the only thing they get to do is idle until they're dead. Right? My brain is shattering trying to comprehend the words this person is saying. Killer decided the only gameplay they get is to idle until they are dead, and behavior does. Yeah, that's camping. So he's talking about face camping, which doesn't work anymore. You can't face camp people anymore. Behavior did an extremely major change to make face camping just non-existent. Now, you can maybe try to proxy camp now, but they're even nerfing that even more by expanding the radius from 16 to 20 meters now, so killers have to be even further away. So they're changing that again, so you're just ignoring all the things that they've done to fix camping. Camping is really not that much of an issue anymore. It's mostly like the tuttling and slugging that people compare about. No one really complains about face camping anymore. Even according to behavior stats, it's like 1% of games now. It just doesn't really exist anymore because they did a major change to address it. So again, you were just talking out your ass. Survivor's entitlement, that's the problem. You're a fucking idiot.